Alright, let's get back to it, everybody. Alright. Time to start the next day. Should I call it a day? We should. Alright, let's see what Toa put on our docket for the day. Does anyone in Class 7 actually read these? If I wrote whatever I wanted here, would they investigate the old schoolhouse regardless? Perhaps I should use this opportunity to tell a joke. I know just the one. Two men walk into a bar. Instructors Nightheart and Thomas, perhaps. And one says to the other, "Oh, blast it, I'm out of room." We're adding a new feature to the bike, and we want you to give it a test run. Come see us in the engineering building when you're ready to ride. George and Angelica. Lately, the other girls have been going on about the 7 mysteries of the Academy. I desire this grim knowledge. If you do, too, visit the Occult Research Society Clubroom in the Student Union building. Looks like there's quite a few today. Toa seemed pretty swamped when I saw her, too. Not sure what it is that's keeping her so busy, but I want to do what I can to lighten the burden. And then there's the old schoolhouse, too. I'll have to free up some time for that. And that red door. Reveal. I guess we'll just have to see what we turn up this month. I promised to tell Crow and Milliam when I was going, so I'll have to give them a call when I'm ready to head in. Oh, are you leaving early today? Yeah, I was just about to head out. Do take care then. The sky is looking a little ominous today, so I suggest taking an umbrella. You sure? It seems like another boiling summer day to me. Perhaps it is right now, but I have a hunch it won't last the day. Either way, I pray you'll have another fruitful day. Thanks, Sharon. I'll see you later then. Got some special ops stuff. Oh, that's from Milliam. Oof, a lot of. Emma, Elisa, Laura, and... Ooh. Either way, we're gonna go for a ride. Well, here you are. Hi, Reen, thanks for coming. Oh, hey, Toa, what brings you here? I needed a little break from work, so I came along to help George and Angie. We asked her to come and help out with the request we sent you. Oh, so she's working on the bike too? Yep, the request is pretty much the same as last time. But with one key difference. This time, we'd like for you to ride with Toa at your side. By my side? You don't mean behind me? Maybe it would be easier to just show you what we're talking about. I believe it's time for the grand reveal. Wow. Impressive, isn't it? We call this the sidecar. Much like the bike itself, this was a Ruhr Institute of Technology prototype that George put the finishing touches on. You can probably tell, but the sidecar lets other people ride along with you. Though, it's much closer to riding a normal car than it is like being on a second bike. That's pretty interesting. So you want me to do a test ride with while Toa sits in the sidecar? Yep. That means I'm in your care, Reen. Try not to crash or anything. Alright, I'll make sure everything goes smoothly and safely. Oh, don't worry about that. George and I already have done all the necessary safety tests. The goal of this test is to get a fresh perspective, just like last time. That's right, be sure to give us as much feedback as you can. That goes for you too, Toa. Okay. So, do you have time to go for a ride? Sorry, Reen, I'm always keeping you so busy. Oh, don't worry about it. How about you, though? Do you have time? You seemed pretty busy yesterday. Thanks for worrying. But I'm fine. I got most of the harder work sorted out yesterday, which means I've got time to spare today. As you can see, George and I are ready to go whenever you are. We'll work to your schedule today. Thank you. Well then, let's zoom. Why don't we get started right away? Great, let's get everything set up then. We're doing this on the nearby highway, aren't we? Yep, same one Reen tested the bike out on last time. So how does it feel to be in the sidecar, Toa? It's exciting, but I'm a little nervous too. Knowing Reen will be driving puts me at ease though. Thanks. Oh, Toa, please don't say things that will make me envious like that. Now I have no choice but to send Reen home and ride with you myself. Sorry to cut you short here, Angie, but I can't let you do that. Remember, we chose these two for a reason. Same test as last time, right? Starting to ride, shifting gears, and coming to a stop. Does the sidecar change things at all? Actually, yes. The main changes are the increase in weight and the different center of gravity. Those two things will have a huge impact on how the bike operates. I'd recommend you approach this as a whole new experience because it's definitely going to feel like one. I never would have guessed. Okay, what will I have to do? Basically, when the sidecar is attached, you end up veering off towards its direction while you're accelerating. By the same token, you'll end up veering off in the opposite direction when slowing down, which changes things a little for your tests. Starting to move will put the handlebar to the left, so make sure to turn it slightly right to compensate. Next up, when you're shifting gears, you'll need to turn the handlebar slightly to the left when you disengage the clutch. Same goes for bringing her to a stop, but the extra weight means she's going to be harder to slow down. So be sure to hit the brakes earlier than you did last time. Will do. It's like a whole different set of rules. It really is, but you should be fine if you pay attention to what you're doing. My advice for you, Toa, is to believe in Reen and focus entirely on enjoying yourself. I think you'll have a wonderful time if you do. Seconded. That should help motivate Reen too. How so? Well, think about it. I'll be happy knowing you're having fun, and I won't want to make any mistakes and ruin that. Aw, that's so sweet. Well then, Reen, here's hoping this will be fun for the both of us. That's the hope. So in slowing down, I have to go opposite of opposite. Alright, I'm going to start up the engine now. This is all so exciting. Okay, get ready. Angelica said I should turn the handlebar a bit when I start moving, didn't she? Turn the handlebar to the right. Here we go. Yeah, that was really smooth. And off they go. Yeah, it should be fun to talk to them when they get back. So how is it? Does it feel different from when you rode alone? It definitely does. Angelica was right when she said that it would handle completely differently. And that's not the only thing. Oh, what else is there? Oh, nothing. I was thinking of something else. I probably shouldn't tell her that the excitement of riding with her is a bigger hurdle than the sidecar. Okay, I think we're both used to this speed by now. Are you ready to go a bit faster? Sure. Right, then let's switch gears. Which way did I have to turn the handlebar when switching again? I think she said slightly to the left. Let's see. Slightly left, brake earlier. I need to disengage the clutch, then turn the handlebar slightly to the left, the opposite of the way we drove up. Perfect. Well, look at you. That went well. Thanks for the encouragement. Don't be silly. All I'm doing is sitting here. This really does feel nice, doesn't it? The view from here is great, too. It's a much more refreshing experience than I expected it would be. Having you here with me makes it a lot more fun, too. Oh, thanks. Okay, then, I guess we're about done. It's almost time for us to turn back, so I'm going to slow down a bit. Okie dokie, sounds like it's time for the final test. Angelica said that the extra weight with the sidecar means I should take a different approach to slowing down. What was it I had to do? Brake earlier than usual. It takes longer for it to come to a stop with the extra weight. I should put the brakes on earlier than usual. There we go. We stopped in just the right spot. I knew you could do it. Thank you, Rena. I had so much fun, and we still have the journey back to look forward to. I'm glad to hear it. Why don't we take a little break before we go back then? Sounds good to me. A little date with the student council president. Sounds good. Huh, seems like things went very well for the both of you. I'm impressed you can handle her so well with the different hardware than last time you rode. Please, I'm blushing here. We really appreciate your help, too, Toa. You ended up having a really good time, didn't you? I did. It was a lot easier to just sit back and enjoy myself than I thought. Of course, that's all thanks to Reen. Not at all. The fact that you trusted in me and were able to enjoy yourself kept me focused on doing a good job. Well, I always trust in you, so today wasn't anything special. It's nice to hear you say that, though. It tears at my soul to say it, but you two make for a good pair. I was about to say the same thing. Well, then that finishes up the test. Let's head back to the engineering building. Thank you both for all the great data. Your feedback should come in handy when I'm tuning the thing. Always glad to help. You're planning on entering that data into the computer, right? Would you like me to help you organize all of it? Really? That'd be a big help, but are you sure you have the time? Aren't you busy with your preparations for the trade conference? Wait. Toa's going to the trade conference? Ah, right, I haven't told you yet, have I? The truth is, the Imperial government requested I go along to help out the major players. As such, I'll be heading to Crossbell for the trade conference as an assistant to the Entourage. The Entourage attends the Empire's representative during the meeting, right? And you're assisting them? Yeah. It'll mainly involve helping all the paperwork and scheduling, I'd imagine. I don't think I'll be much help, to be honest, but the government did ask. Toa's received a ton of job offers from all over the country lately. Everyone's just waiting on her to graduate. The trade conference invite is the government's attempt to sweeten the deal. Unbelievable. Does that mean you're planning on moving into government work instead of the military? Oh, I still haven't decided yet. I'm kind of doing this just to broaden my horizon. And apparently all this is because of the trouble in Heimdall last month. The government took a real interest in how quickly and efficiently she evacuated all the civilians. That explains it. I'd say Class 7 ended up doing a lot more than I ever could have. I even had help from Angie and Crow, too. Even then, it was thanks to your instructions that we were able to split up and handle everything so efficiently. If you did decide to enter the military, I think you'd make a splendid commander. If they had a uniform small enough to fit her, at least. Hey, no teasing allowed. Either way, best of luck. I'm sure we'll be in the middle of another field study by then, but I'll be praying that things go well for you. Thanks, Reen. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is starting to look way too much like a sappy Tenmira novella. Let me just step in right here and stop you two from stumbling into a badly written fantasy. What kind of novellas are you reading? Was it something I said? Now, asking questions will only encourage her. To change the subject before this gets out of hand, thanks again for helping us test the bike out. This is for you. Volcanic Rain. Just glad I could help. See you later then, Reen. Good luck in investigating the old schoolhouse, too. Au revoir. You'll be the first person we ask if we need any more help. Alright, so Beryl is in the Student Union Club room for the occult studies. Studies of the occult. Range plus 5. Range 3. Range 3. Range 1. Range 6? How does a shotgun have more range than pistols? I mean, a bow makes sense to have extra range, but the pistols? Come on, bro. La pistolas. Beryl, brief me with the occult knowledge. Welcome to the Occult Research Society. What kind of fortune would you like me to tell for you today, Reen of Class 7? Health? Romance? I can even give you life advice if that is what you wish. Sorry, I'm not actually here to get my fortune told. Don't worry, I'm well aware of that. You were sent by the student council, weren't you? You could have at least played along a little, though. You're not much fun. I'm kind of fun. Beryl's a strange one, alright. She's got quite the reputation amongst the girls as an uncannily accurate fortune teller, though. There's something you'd like to ask me, is there not? Answers are merely a question away. Do you wish to know what kinds of rituals and curses are my favorites, perhaps? That's probably the kind of thing I'm better off not knowing, thanks. Wait, she didn't just read my mind, did she? Nah, she couldn't have. So I assume you've been informed as to what I want you to do. Yeah, you want me to look into the Academy's 7 mysteries, right? Precisely. The sooner you can start investigating, the better. Are you ready to begin? Let's do it. Sure, I'm ready when you are. I know a lot of schools across the country have mysteries like these. But I didn't know that Thor's had a set all of its own. Well, I'm glad I could give you the good news. They've become a hot topic amongst some of the girls recently. Huh, I wouldn't have guessed that. But you said that you wanted me to look into the 7 mysteries. Does that mean you don't know all of them? Does that mean you don't know what all of them are and want me to find out the information you're missing? No, I know the basics of each mystery already. What I'd like to ask you to do is investigate how credible each one is. I see. Is that something I'll really be able to investigate, though? I mean, if they're supernatural. You can just think of that as part of the investigation. If you can't come to any conclusions, so be it. Either way, to be more specific, I'd like you to talk to the people most likely to know something about each mystery. I can do it myself, but I'm not exactly what you would call a people person. Right. Okay, I think I get what you want me to do now. Can you give me a head start by telling me what you want to know about each of the 7 mysteries, though? I think if I told you everything at once, it might be too much horror for you to take and that it would stop your heart. So, ask me about them one by one and I'll tell you what I know about each. That sounds like a good way to do it. Alright, leave the investigation to me. Thank you, I look forward to hearing what you discovered. Alright, so, before I do any of that... Room butterfly's pretty good. Do you hear about the Academy of 7 Mysteries? The first mystery, the crying sculpture. The sculpture in question rests at the art room. It's used as a reference for sketches. However, if you dare draw near, you can see tear tracks running down its face. Whoa. What's more, the tears return after wiping them away. Rumor has it that the tears originate from the human head contained within. Okay, I was on board up until then. That's a little too extreme to believe. You think so too? Even so, these sorts of stories always contain some kernel of truth. Perhaps speaking to the head of the art club will allow you to find it. The second mystery is that of the haunted piano. Late one night, a student walking by the music room who heard someone playing the piano. Drawn by the sound, she took a peek into the room, only to find it empty. Well, the name certainly fits. They claim it's a music-loving ghost playing the piano in there. A ghost who likes music? That's all? Seems a bit lazy to me. Agreed. At least give the ghost some elaborate tragic backstory to explain its connection to the piano. Regardless, perhaps you could learn more from the head of the wind orchestra. I believe his name was Hibel. Thirdly, we have the mystery of the Forbidden Tome. Now, this one is interesting. Apparently, the Academy's library houses a book containing one of the world's greatest secrets. The book is passed down from one library head to the next, all of whom are tasked with keeping it safe from prying eyes. You weren't kidding, that one is pretty interesting. It pleases me to know that I have a partner in fascination. Just imagine if it were something about the fall of the ancient Sumerian civilization. How romantic. The person currently in charge of the library is Instructor Thomas. He's likely the only person who knows for sure. The fourth mystery tells of the hidden graves. The legend dates back 250 years. It's said that many who died in the War of the Lions lie buried beneath this academy. More specifically, their bodies are buried directly below what is now the field. Whoa, is there more to this story? Oh, there most certainly is. They say that on some cursed nights, the corpses of the buried rise from their graves to bathe in the moonlight. And when they do, their long hidden graves surface from the field, overturning it and leaving holes. Well, that explains why this mystery is called the Hidden Graves, at least. But honestly, I was kind of expecting the mystery to be a little creepier. You must be getting used to these macabre mysteries. Good. Wait, what do you mean by good? Regardless, the best people to ask in the field would be the members of the riding club. I believe the club's captain, Lambert, is home for the summer. Perhaps you should ask Paula instead. The Sports Club Grudge is the topic of the fifth mystery. Given how hard the sports clubs train, it's not uncommon to hear screaming coming from the general direction. But some say that the screams can be heard coming from something else dwelling in the gymnasium. The rumors say that the screams are a grudge of sorts, a manifestation of all the stresses sports club members face. This one seems a bit backwards to me. Working up a sweat would wash away your stresses, not make a monster out of them. Only a select few would share that sentiment. Such ignorance of others' feelings might just lead you to an unfortunate end. Right. No matter. It may be wise to ask the captain of the fencing club for further details on this mystery. I think her name is Friedel. Oh my, the sixth mystery surrounds the Crimson Devil of Lake Hell. Have you paid much mind to the pool besides the gymnasium? Some say that it has a direct connection to Hell itself. More amazingly, they say a resident of Hell, the Crimson Devil, shows up at the pond from time to time. Well, that's certainly something. Any word on what it looks like? Sadly, the only descriptor I've heard is that it has 2 massive claws. It might be best to ask someone who fishes there often if you wish to know more about this mystery. Do you know Kenneth? He's a first year in the Imperial Fishing Club. He's a noble, though he acts as though he's not. Nevertheless, he is the club's head. Perhaps he knows something. The 7th and final mystery is that of the poltergeist in the upper-class dormitory. To be frank, I have very little information about this one, but it seems as though furniture, cutlery, and the like are often found broken in the upper-class dormitory, and people are saying a poltergeist is responsible? So it seems. Considering the mess it seems to be making, I can only imagine that the dormitory's maids would know something. Perhaps you should ask them for information. Okay. Let's start doing the doing. Instructor Tomas, what's up? Reen, my boy, what sorts of questions has your inquiring mind come up with today? As it happens, I'm looking into something for a fellow student. Do you know anything about a forbidden tome supposedly locked away in this library? A forbidden tome? My, what a fascinating idea. Just imagine if it contained details on the sacraments of the ancient Sumerian civilization. Or perhaps it could be a grimoire written by the cross-bellion alchemists of the Middle Ages. Wouldn't it be thrilling if one really existed? Yeah, it sure would. In other words, it doesn't. But what exactly inspired you to ask about this imaginary tome? Well, I'm investigating the 7 mysteries of the Academy, and one of them has to do with a book full of the world's greatest secrets hidden deep within this library. Ah, so that's what this is all about. This year's story is even more absurd than the one I heard last year, but I do believe I know what you're talking about. You do? The tome the story refers to is in fact a volume of, how shall I put this? Gentleman's special interest literature. Seriously? At least the forbidden part is right, not because it's dangerous or anything, but because it's rather naughty. We tell you boys time after time not to bring those sorts of things into the Academy, but somebody always has to try. Well, boys will be boys, I suppose. This little tale started because we gather the contraband before we dispose of it. Well, that's one way to do things. So if you happen to have a prize collection of your own, make sure to leave it under your mattress back home. Unless you want me to find it and share what you're into with Instructor Sarah and the rest of the faculty. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, anyway, there's nothing especially unusual or mysterious about this library, I'm afraid. You have made that abundantly clear. Thank you for your time, Instructor. Alright, where to next? All the way back here. Yo, Kenneth, my boy. What's good on the Lakeland front? Oh, looks like you've become a brown angler. That's proof that you've really been racking up the catches. I think you've got potential to go pretty far. Yeah, about that. I don't really get what these titles mean. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, now that you're a brown angler, you can trade your points for some new stuff. There's even a new fishing rod available this time, so get fishing for more points. Fine by me, it'd be a waste to miss it on a chance to get some better tools. Hey, Irene, still fishing the good fish? I don't think that's how the saying goes, but I guess you could say that. There's actually something I was hoping to ask you about. Does the Crimson Devil of Lake Hell ring any bells? That's one of the Academy's 7 big mysteries, right? It's the only one I know, at least. Seriously, though, did anyone really believe this place was connected to Hell? Probably not. Any idea what the Crimson Devil part's all about, though? That's probably a crayfish. You see them around here every so often. That must be it. What's a crayfish? Red thing, kind of looks like a crab, even has 2 big claws, just like the devil's supposed to. I wouldn't be surprised if a crayfish inspired the whole thing. Yeah, especially when you put it like that. Thanks, Kenneth. Let's say to you. I have 390 points. Nice. Okay, next we're going to the gymnasium. Oh, I can zoom out super far. Fidel's about to whoop your butt, boy. I think she's the captain of the fencing club, right? Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a question? No bother at all, ask away. As it so happens, I'm looking into the 7 mysteries of the Academy. Have you ever heard of the sports club Grudge? Oh, sure, people have been talking about it since I was a first year. Although I don't suppose it will gain much traction next year. Why is that? It's pretty simple, really. Those screams don't come from people who put the door that used to be here. It had been in bad condition for years and used to make these awful screeching noises. So I asked for a replacement at the beginning of the month. Now everything is nice and quiet around here. Well, that explains that. Thanks for the information. You're very welcome. Okay. We gotta go to the art club. And there's a wind orchestra one too. I don't know where the wind orchestra's at. Home ec. Art. Alright, teach me about the crying statue. I'm pretty sure this girl's the head of the art club. Excuse me, could I have a minute of your time? No, I'm busy. But my ears work. So I can listen to whatever you have to say. Go ahead, state your business. Oh, okay. I guess you're going to keep working while I talk. That's pretty impressive. I'm actually looking into the Academy of 7 Mysteries, one of which is the art room's crying sculpture. You wouldn't have to know anything about condensation. Sorry? Like I said, it's condensation. You have no idea how many people have come in here to ask about that. They're not tears. It's just condensation. Water vapor in the air, if big words scare you. Who in their right mind would actually believe a sculpture could cry? I guess the world will never run out of idiots. Yeah, I see. Is that it? Yep, pretty much. Thank you for the information. It was nothing. Like, Clara's got shit to do. She can't be boozing around. Okay. I can always go to the Tristan. Okay, so there's 2 things here. I think this is Hebel from the Wind Orchestra. Oh, hey, what's up? I have a quick question for you. I'm trying to investigate the 7 mysteries of the Academy. What have you heard about the haunted piano? Oh, that story? That's the one about the ghost playing the piano in an empty room, isn't it? Oh, so you do know it. What can you tell me about it? So you want to know the truth, huh? As it turns out, the ghost was me all along. Whoa, really? Okay, calm down. I didn't mean that I'm actually a ghost. The rumor started spreading because someone heard noises and what they thought was an empty room, but I'm pretty sure they just stumbled along while I was tuning the piano. Really? Yep, it's not exactly rare to end up totally obscured from view when you're tuning certain parts of it. Chances are whoever heard that at the time just couldn't see me. So basically, I'm your so-called ghost. That makes sense, right? Sorry though, you were probably hoping for something a bit more exciting. Not at all. You told me just what I wanted to hear. Barrow might not be thrilled though. Thanks for your time. Not a problem. Alright, let's go to the upper dorms. I think this might be the last one. No, I didn't get the riding club yet. Can't think of a better person to ask about the upper class dorms. Excuse me, would you mind if I asked you a question? Of course not. How can I help you? So I'm investigating the 7 mysteries of the Academy. There's one story about a poltergeist in this dorm. But would you know if there's any truth to that? I do, in fact. Some of the more experienced maids told me all about it. I've even seen it for myself. You've actually seen the poltergeist? Oh, not quite. There was a much simpler explanation behind all the havoc. As the story goes, plates are broken and utensils strewn about the kitchen, correct? But these things happen when girls try their hands at cooking for the first time. The kitchen can get very chaotic. This tends to hit its peak in May when more of them want to practice for their cooking classes. But I think a poltergeist makes for a far more interesting culprit than when people are sharing stories. Ah, that explains it. Thanks for clearing everything up. I'm glad I could be of help. And now, last but not least, Paula of the Riding Club. Let's go find our horse jumper. You're Reen from Eustace's class, right? That's right, and you're Paula from class 5, I assume? This might sound weird, but I'm currently looking into these mysteries surrounding the school. Have you heard the rumor they're calling the Hidden Graves? I have. That's the one about the dead rising from the graves on the field, right? Lambert and I found a hole in the field a while back, but the only thing that came out of that was an exam with a bad grade. Seriously? Yep, seems like someone couldn't deal with getting a score that bad, so they tried to put their test 6 reads under. They didn't even have to. They didn't even bury it though. We just dug a hole. They just dug a hole, tossed it in, and filled it up since someone could have tripped. Or no, they didn't even bury it though. Just dug a hole and tossed it in. We filled it up since someone could have tripped. But with a grade like that, you could say the only grave our culprit dug was his own. That joke was so bad I can't even force myself to laugh. That aside, thanks for the info. That was a big help. I've investigated all the 7 mysteries now. In the end, none of them turned out as spooky as I'd hoped, but oh well. That should be oh well. Punctuation. I hope Barrow won't be too disappointed. Imperial Fishing Club. Local Research Club. It looks like you finished your investigation. Can you tell me what you've learned? Sure, let me go through them one by one. Reen told Barrow the truth about each one of the 7 mysteries. I see. Condensation, magazines, a test. None of these are supernatural at all. I honestly didn't expect any of them to be real, but the truth is even more pathetic than I thought it'd be. I agree. Although it's kind of interesting that people were able to make such fantastical stories out of perfectly ordinary things. I suppose that's true. Still, I'd like to thank you for looking into everything for me, so here you go. It's something hex with one of my favorite curses. Ooh, Nightmare. Thanks. To tell you the truth, I'm a little surprised none of the mysteries had anything to do with the old schoolhouse. It seems like the perfect setting for a good ghost story. I wonder why it didn't come up. I mean, we already know there are strange monsters in there. What are you talking about? Of course it comes up, in the real 7 mysteries at least. What? Could you say that again? I couldn't quite make that out. I didn't say a word. Perhaps your investigation has gotten to you. I could have sworn I heard her say something about the real 7 mysteries. Oh well, it's probably a better idea not to get into it. Indeed, Reen. Hello, Reen Schwarzer of Class 7 speaking. It's Sarah. You knocking out those requests for the student council? Yeah, I've made my way through several of them now, and I'm just getting started on the rest. Nice, I've got something to talk to you about. So come along to the faculty lounge when you can. I'm not going to take it out on your grades if you don't show up or anything. It's just a personal thing. Later. Didn't even wait to hear my response. Oh well, I suppose I should go meet her in the faculty lounge when I get a chance. And that chance will come next time. Next time we're going to do that hidden quest. And then we're going to do our 4 bondings. Till then,